Hello, I'm Miss Johnson, the subject leader for history at Haslingden High School and Sixth Form, and this is an instructional video for students who might be considering studying history at A-level. And in this video, I want to give you details about what you will be studying at History A-level, how you will be assessed, a little bit of a flavour of what to expect in lessons, what to anticipate in terms of homework demands and wider reading, as well as an understanding and explanation of where an A-level in history can take you. And finally, what makes a good A-level history student. So let's start off by looking at what you would study if you chose A-level history. So the first thing is we follow the OCR specification History A H505. And if you want any more information on the specific topics, you can go to the website to find out. So in Year 12, you will be studying Lancastrians, Yorkists and Henry VII from 1445 to 1509, Unit 105 if you want more information. In this unit, the main focus is on the War of the Roses and why these two powerful houses of the Lancastrians and the Yorkists came to blows and the bloody civil war that followed. And then finally we'll move on to look at Henry VII and the establishment of the Tudor monarchy. There's a key focus in this unit as well on primary sources and analysing primary source material. Also in Year 12, you look at Russia, 1894 to 1941, Unit 219. Within this unit, you'll look at how the rulers of Russia have changed over these years, starting looking at Tsar Nicholas II and the problems he faced, and moving on to look at why there was a communist revolution in 1917 and what it was like to live under the rule of Lenin, and then focus on why was Stalin able to rise up as dictator and what was it like to live in Stalinist Russia. And the main skill within this unit is focusing on developing your historical essay writing. Then in Year 13, you'll move on to look at your thematic study. So this is Changing Nature of Warfare, 1792 to 1945, Y315. And within this unit, you will study these vast range of time periods to think about why has warfare changed. So you'll look at the impact of a range of themes such as generals, strategy, technology. You will also study some in-depth case studies being the French Revolutionary Wars, the American Civil War, and World War I on the Western Front. As well as developing your historical essay writing, within this unit you will also focus on how to evaluate the validity of historical interpretations. And then finally in Year 13, you will be working on your topic-based essay, Y100, which more commonly you'll probably refer to as coursework. This topic-based essay will be focused on the Russia unit which you learnt in Year 12. You will be given a range of questions to choose from, and you will pick the question which relates to a topic that interested you the most. The expectation in this topic-based essay is that you will look at a range of historical interpretations, historical primary sources, and research own knowledge to write a 3,000 to 4,000 word essay. Now, for some people this might sound daunting, but please be reassured that through your lessons, you will be given the skills and confidence you need to approach this topic-based essay. So how will you be assessed? The first thing to say is that all your formal assessment will take place in Year 13, with the majority of this being part of the summer exam series. So for the Lancastrians, Yorkists and Henry VII unit, you will sit a 1.5 hour exam which will make up 25% of your final grade. Within this exam, you will answer a compulsory source analysis question, and then you will answer 2 essay questions out of a choice of 3. Russia 1894 to 1941 is a 1 hour exam which will make up 15% of your final grade. Within this exam, you will get given 2 question sets. Each set consists of 2 essay questions, and you will get to pick one of those sets to answer. The Changing Nature of Warfare 1792 to 1945 unit is a 2.5-hour exam and makes up 40% of your final grade. Within this exam, you answer a compulsory question which is based around the validity of historical interpretations, and then you have a choice of 3 essays out of which you must answer 2. As already mentioned, the topic-based essay is between 3,000 to 4,000 words and will make up 20% of your final grade. You will work on this throughout Year 13, with the final deadline likely to be around the Easter period. So what can you expect in a normal A-level history lesson? Well, this is actually quite difficult to answer because one of the great things about A-level history is that the variety of tasks that you do in lesson keep it really interesting and engaging. But I can give you a flavour of some of the things that you might expect. So the first thing is reading. You will need to read a lot of background about different people, about different events, and also actually read the views of real-life historians. And alongside this then is note-taking. And one of the key things you'll focus on, especially in your early lessons, is how to be an effective note-taker. Also analysing primary sources. So trying to think about what did people at the time think about these events, and how trustworthy and reliable are these sources, how useful are they to historians? Because this is really the building blocks of history. There's also been lots and lots of group discussion and class debate. It's really important in history that you're able to evaluate a range of different opinions to help you in your analytical writing skills. There's also going to be times when you're doing independent research or maybe group presentations where you're focusing on a particular topic and seeing what you can find out on your own about it. Also, there might be some opportunities for role play. So for example, in the War of the Roses unit, there is an opportunity to reenact some of the famous battles. In the Russian unit, there's a role play opportunity when we look at the rise of Stalin and think about how he crushed his opponents. And then all of this is used to be able to plan and write essay answers, which is obviously the key skill and the key way that you are examined. Now, history is an academic subject, it's a demanding subject, so it's important you understand what will be expected of you outside of the classroom, because this is going to be vital to your success at A-level history. So in terms of homework, this will be set weekly by both of your class teachers. So you will have 2 pieces of homework for history per week. And homework can be a variety of things. So sometimes it might be research to prepare you for the next lesson. Sometimes it might be writing up an essay that you've planned together in class. Sometimes it might even be group homework where you are recording a presentation of something. So there's a huge variety of the types of homework that you'll be carrying out. Alongside the homework that you're set, there's an expectation that you carry out independent and wider reading. And the expectation is that you will do at least 1 piece per week. Now, what we mean by 1 piece is it might be that you have read and made notes on a historical article. It might be that you've read and made notes on a single chapter from a book. Now, within this independent and wider reading, what you choose to focus on is your choice. However, you will be given a bank of resources which you're able to access. So why take A-level history then? Well, the first thing to say is history is a really important subject, and it's also a subject that a whole host of people are interested in. And I think this quote here really sums up why history is so important. If you don't know history, then you don't know anything. You are a leaf that doesn't know it is a part of a tree. And that's because history is the present. Everything that's happened in the past has affected the way in which we live today. But as well as being important in terms of the present and where we are as a society, history is also a very respected subject by employers because they see it as an intellectually challenging academic subject which develops a range of transferable skills. So some of the skills that you can see in front of you are things that employers commonly look for. So the ability to analyse information, the ability to conduct your own research, the ability to essay write so you can put together documents, the ability to be a good communicator so that you can be effective with your colleagues in the workplace, the ability to problem solve and debate and argue are really key transferable skills which will make you employable. Now, after a history A-level, some of you may be considering going on to university. Now, obviously, history itself is an option of a degree of a history A-level, but as you can see here, there's a range of other degree courses which a history A-level would be seen as a good contributor to. So things like archaeology, which you're not able to study at A-level, classics, but also things like law and politics. So even though there are A-levels in these subjects, lots of universities see history as a really good A-level to be able to prepare you for these degrees. But some of you won't be considering to go into university, or you might not have thought that far ahead, or you might be thinking beyond university. And history does really open up a really wide range of careers. So from law to politics, to working in the public sector, businesses, marketing, economics, teaching, academia, so continuing your historical research, insurance, archaeology. There's also some jobs that you might not think of, such as moving into TV and media. So some of you might know of Louis Theroux, who is a really famous documentary writer. He, for example, was a history student. So let's go over what a good history student looks like. Well, for most history students, they will have studied history at GCSE, and if this is the case, you need to make sure that you achieved at least a 5. However, if you didn't study history at GCSE, it's not impossible for you to study history at A-level. But what we'd expect to see is an English grade of a 6, combined with a grade 5 to 6 in another humanities subject, such as geography or RS. Other things is to be interested in learning about the past, to have that passion for history that's going to drive you to achieve your goals in your history A-level. It's really important that you're willing to participate in class debate and put forward your own views. This doesn't mean that you have to be the loudest member of the class. It just means that you have to be willing to engage in these debates when asked. And also alongside that, it's really important you're the type of person that respects the opinions of others to create a respectful environment in which people can debate freely. Also, it's going to be important that you're able to organise yourselves and be dedicated to meeting deadlines. This is important throughout the history A-level, but especially important when you get to writing that topic-based essay in year 13. And finally, you need to be willing to take on a challenging academic subject. History is a well-respected A-level, but that comes with the challenges of academic rigour. And we will help you through that, but you must be willing to put in the effort. Now, if there's any questions that you have on the back of this informational video, please don't hesitate to contact me, so Miss Johnson, or if you already are studying history at Haslingden High School and you'd prefer to speak to your own class teacher, that would be a great way to find out more information as well. Thank you very much.